Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, Drew Nation. Let's go. Death and destruction follow them everywhere they go, and they thought they could have a seat at your table. Death and destruction follow this person everywhere they go, and this person is trying to attach themselves to you. This is not a good idea. This person needs to be avoided at all costs. If there's anything that is different about you from someone that's not only different but detrimental, that's something that needs to be avoided. Everybody's not the same. Everybody's not going to be the same. And that's a positive thing. There needs to be a lot of differences between people because that's what makes us who we are. But as far as someone having death and destruction follow them, someone being on a negative frequency, someone that is trouble and bringing a lot of bad vibes wherever they go, it's like this person has a dark cloud over them, or a dark aura, a bad energy you feel coming off of them. This person has to be avoided at all costs. When you can sense that somebody is into nefarious activities or things they shouldn't be doing, it's not your room to judge. It is your room to get away from them. It is your room to use discernment and decide whether you should have yourself in this person's presence or not. Everybody isn't worth having around. And some people, if you have them around, they're going to pull you down. Some people's lives are best lived on their own and by themselves, away from you. So if you have a person that isn't living the best way they should, or their values aren't in alignment with yours, you're going one way, they're going another way, this person might have death and destruction following them everywhere they go. A seat at your table would not be a wise move. All right, this is why God says don't walk in the counsel of the ungodly, and don't sit in the counsel. Don't walk amongst the ungodly, and don't sit in the counsel of the unrighteous. I believe it says, but if you will sit in the counsel of the wicked or the ungodly, then it's going to be a lot that you end up going through that is unnecessary, that you wouldn't want to go through. It's going to be a lot of trouble that you have to face because of the energy that other people carry. When you attach yourself to people who are in a bad situation in life, or it's something that they know they shouldn't be doing, and their energy is carrying a lot of bad, then if you associate yourself with them, that's going to rub off on you, and you're going to feel that too. This person is going to be dirtying up your aura and bringing you down in a sense. And I know that's something that you don't want. So when people have death and destruction following them, when this person is around, nothing good happens. All right, this person doesn't want anything good to happen. Some people are about death. Some people are about destruction. Some people are about nothing. Or some people will bring down the whole ship. You know how your energy changes the whole room? There are some people who their energy changes the whole room, but not in a good way, not in a positive way. All right. There are some people that you get around them and your whole vibe just goes down and your energy decreases. Because if you're in the presence of someone that's opposite of yourself, but this person is the type that always finds a problem, or always has bad energy, or is always in trouble, or is always into some mess, or is always doing something evil to somebody, it's a really good idea to not place yourself in this person's company. You might feel that, this person doesn't mean it, they're not doing it to you, they're going to change. I would continue to keep my distance, because people end up in the wrong place at the wrong time, and things might happen around you that wouldn't if you weren't in this person's company. And this is why you have to be careful of the company that you keep. All right, there are people who are hanging out with their friends. There are people who commit robberies, people who hold people up at gunpoint and stuff like that. And if you're in a car with them while they're committing a robbery or while they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing, you're guilty by association. All right. So when people have death and destruction following them, if you're in their presence or around them while things are happening, then you're going to be guilty by association. There was this group of people who went to rob someone, and one person had no business being there. His friend told him to leave. He stayed anyway. He was shot in the head and he got killed. So death and destruction follows people. So you don't want to be following people who are followed by death and destruction. If people are choosing death and destruction, then that's going to be something that they end up having to deal with. But if you put yourself in their situation, if you put yourself in their world, their reality, then guess what? You're going to potentially have to feel some of that. God's wrath may end up hitting you because you chose to be around people you had no business being around. If you're a good person, the reason why you may not have friends like that is because God wants to prevent you from being in any toxic, negative situations. God wants to save you from these people. God wants you to not be in the presence of the wicked. He wants you to not be around evil people with evil hearts and bad spirits, because they want to devour you. A lot of people see a good person as like a lamb around wolves. The wolves want to eat the lamb. The lions want to eat the prey. So you have to not be prey to people who are evil by staying away from them. A lot of people, they don't care what happens to other people. All right, you probably care about what happens to other people. There are people who get in a car with other people, and then the person that gets in a car with them gets shot, and the person that wasn't supposed to be there is dead, and the person that had the beef is still alive. Somebody might be involved in a whole lifestyle that you don't want any parts of. You might think it's cool. People might be telling you you're corny if you don't want to play a certain role or play a certain part or hang out or be down with people or be involved with what they do. But you gotta leave that to them. All right, you have to leave certain people and their bad behavior to them. You can't really be affected by the peer pressure. All right, some people want to pressure you into doing things that you don't have any business doing because that's their life. They see that you're on a different route. They'll try to call you a good person or try to play you or say that you're lame or soft or whack because you're not trying to throw your life away. A lot of people who don't mind throwing their life away are followed by death and destruction. They're okay with their life falling to the wayside. They're okay with getting locked up and thrown in jail. They're okay with getting shot or whatever they're going through. And that's not the lifestyle for you. Some people, they glorify that. Some people, they want that. Some people want to be involved in that. Most people rapping and making music and talking about that may have dabbled a little bit in that, but if they want to stay alive and they want to change, they're not going to be involved in that. You look at Chief Keef. There's a video of Chief Keef. He's probably doing all that, whatever he had to do, whatever that was happening in his environment, whatever he had to do to live. And I understand there are people who need to survive, and they're in different environments and in different circumstances according to how their life is going and the hands that they're dealt. So I'm not talking from that point of view. But he changed. He got out of his situation. He did what he had to do. He played his role. He played his part, got his money, and he's gone. He even said that he was just so involved in the things that were going on in his environment. Some people are brainwashed by their environment. Some people have a disease called their environment. All right. Some people, their environment is a disease to them. All right. And that's why they need to get out. They need to get away so they don't continue to be sick. All right. Anybody that wants to see you fail or get hurt or go to jail or your life get thrown away, that person is sick. All right. And those people are ready to pull themselves down and anybody else along with them. Crabs in a bucket. And you don't want them latching on to you and your positive energy, because they will. And as soon as you hear those police sirens and they got stuff in the car, it's going to be everybody going down. You're not going to be able to say, oh, well, that's not mine. The police aren't going to care. The person in the driver's seat might turn on you. That there's no, and this is why God says there's no honor amongst thieves. If you're around people who aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's best for you to get away from them, because you're going to end up going down with them. And if you go down with them, they're not going to care. They're not going to, oh man, it was me. He had nothing to do with it. He's a good person. Let him go. Nah, it don't work like that. You work like that. You operate like that. But that's why you shouldn't put yourself around those types of people in the first place. You have to be careful of the company you keep, and you have to make wise decisions when it comes to dealing with people. Some people, they don't care about other people's lives. They don't care about other people's health. They don't care about other people's well-being. They don't care about your freedom. They don't mind seeing you die. Some people don't mind seeing something bad happen to you. Some people could bat an eye, or just say, you know what, that's just the way it is. That's the streets. That doesn't have to be your life. Oh, that's how people are. That's how this game works, or whatever. That's why you don't involve yourself in that type of lifestyle, because there's certain things that just come with certain lifestyles. You work towards success, there's the fruits of your labor. That comes with a successful lifestyle. You work hard, you make certain milestones and certain achievements, and you get better in life. All right. And there are people who, they don't care about that. There are people who are lost, but because someone's lost and they may not be on a positive journey, doesn't mean you have to follow them to their death or to their destruction. You don't want to die with them. You don't want to destroy yourself with them. So don't. All right. You have to be brave enough to fight the peer pressure. They're going to call you lame. They're going to call you corny. They're going to say that you're whack. You don't know what you're missing. Oh, you're not down. You're not cool with us no more. You're whatever. But you'll be free. You'll be alive. You'll be able to live your life. You'll be able to move forward. You'll be able to see tomorrow. You'll be able to see the sun again. Some people in this video that I'm describing, they might have never gotten out of their situation had they not made a chance to leave. All right. Like, some people, by the grace of God, were able to free themselves from negative, toxic situations. Some people had just got out the car before some people got arrested. Somebody had just got out of someone's house before the house got raided, knowing they didn't have any business there. I know I'm talking to somebody. I know somebody went through a situation where they were someplace that they shouldn't have been, trying to fit in, trying to be down, trying to be cool with people, trying to be like everybody that they know. Trying to fit in and be like everybody that you know is a sickness. People are supposed to be different, and people are so sick that they want to try to force you into being something that you're not. It's okay to be something that they're not, but don't be something that you're not. That's okay. Whatever you choose to be, that's fine. Whatever you want to be, that's okay. If you're cool, that's cool. Everybody wants to be a certain way today. Cool people are out. People who dress fly are out. Everybody wants to be one thing. Everybody wants to be perceived a certain way, and that's okay. That's cool. But you don't have to be perceived that way just so people will respect you, or just so people will think you're cool. There's different ways to be cool. There's different ways to gain self-respect. And one thing that people respect is someone that is cool enough to make the choice to honor themselves by being themselves. All right. You want to make the choice to honor yourself by being yourself. You don't want to make the choice to be a carbon copy. You don't want to try to fit into what everybody else got going on. If they're doing this or they're doing that, you let them go that route. You let them live that life. If they're about that life, let them live that life, and wherever it gets them, God bless them. But you're not going to be the type of person that is just willingly throwing their life away and just ready and willing to just be destroyed. That's what the system wants. That's what, government wants. That's what certain evil agendas set in place are for. All right. They have people's mind controlled to the point now where they think bad is good and good is bad. If you're a good person, you're the enemy. I guarantee you, if you're a good person and you're watching this video, you probably don't have many friends, because majority of people today think it's cool to be evil, or to be negative, or to be corrupt, or to be bad, or to do harmful things to other people. All right. They think it's fun. They think it's cool. They think that's what it takes to be someone that's real. All right. You don't have to be real by being an evil person. Evil is not real. The only thing you're going to end up being is real evil. So it's cool for people to be who they want to be. It's cool for people to, if they want to be negative, go shoot stuff up, go whatever, do that. But you might want to stay away from that. Whatever type of lifestyle. All right, somebody could be living a dangerous lifestyle, however their life is being lived. But if somebody is in danger, somebody is doing corrupt stuff, if somebody is doing some ill stuff, and it's not anything good, stay away from it. All right, you know how many people that are locked up in jail that wish they would have turned themselves around because they'll never see the light of day again. You know how many people are dead that are not coming back. I mean, I'm talking about gone. All right, they're never coming back. That wish they would have had an opportunity to change their life around. Their family wishes they had an opportunity for them to change their life around. Those people were selfish. You don't think their family misses them, but they chose to live a life of death and destruction. And this is why you shouldn't do that. When you choose death and destruction, you're not just choosing death for yourself. You're not just destroying yourself. You're destroying those that love you. You're possibly causing death for those that love you. Somebody may stress out. All right. Death and destruction follow them everywhere they go. Don't let them people have a seat at your table. Don't involve yourself with people who you have no business being involved with. You don't need to be cool. You don't need to be down. You don't need friends. You don't need people to think that you're something that you're not. Be who you are. Don't try to be what they're showing you on these phones and these TVs and in other people's environments. All right. Some people have a sickness and have a mental illness. That's why they act that way. All right. Like, people don't understand what they think is cool is a mental illness. It's been proven. There are studies on it. I'm probably going to drop a video on it. All right. All the things that people think is cool today, it's a mental illness to glorify death. It's a mental illness to glorify death. People who glorify death and destruction and think that's cool, think that's the right thing to do, think that's the right move to make, they're thinking short term. That person's not thinking long term. That person is not using their brain. That person is not using their mind. That person is not thinking clearly, correctly, or intelligently. So if they want to throw their life away, if they want to choose death, you let them destroy themselves, but don't go along for the ride. Don't get in any cars you shouldn't be getting into. Don't get into any houses you shouldn't be getting into. People can call me whatever it is they want, but this is the message that people need to hear, because there are a lot of things that are being pushed that are causing people to go the other way. There are a lot of things that are being pushed that are causing people to throw their life away and to go down the wrong path. All right, you don't want to go down the wrong path. You want to go down the right path. All right. And for the successful people, we go where there is no path and we leave a trail. So all of us that want to choose success, you're doing the right thing. You can't allow other people's opinions to make you think that you're not doing right. Some people, they think that they need to go be what everybody else is being and what everybody else is doing, and that's cool for them. But if that's the choice they're going to make, guess what? They're going to have to take the consequences that go along with that. And everybody's cool and everybody's hard and everybody's tough, everybody's street, everybody's everybody when everything is good and everybody's free. But when you get locked up and put behind bars, people tell, people rat, people snitch, people fold. All right, we don't bend, we don't break. You could go that route if you want to. We don't bend, we don't break, we don't. You can go that route if you want to. But hey, I'll be the cool guy. I'll be the cool fly. I'll be the cool fly guy. I'll do me and still get everything that they get plus more. You can be who you want and still live a lavish lifestyle. You could do something that you like to do and still live a lavish lifestyle. Don't do anything illegal or throw your life away because it seems cool or that's what everybody else is doing. If they're choosing death and destruction, you let them choose death and destruction and destroy themselves and throw their life in a damn trash can for all you care. Let them throw their life in the waste basket for all you care. Let waste management come and snatch their life up for all you care. You don't want to choose the lifestyle that they've chosen for themselves. If you see somebody's life riddled with death and destruction, go the other way. They're going to call you lame. They're going to call you a geek. They're going to call you a nerd. They're going to say you corny. But guess what? The one thing they're not going to be able to call you is dead. The one thing they're not going to be able to call you is cellmate. The one thing they're not going to be able to call you is a number. The one thing they're not going to be able to call you is out of your name. prison inmate. They're not going to be able to call you that. Dead. They're not going to be able to call you that. And I'm not knocking any, well, I'm definitely not knocking anybody that's not alive, but I'm not knocking anybody that went through what they went through. But people who end up dealing the hand, people who end up playing the hand that they've been dealt, they know. People who end up in compromising situations, they know. How come is how come is so much emphasis on wanting to come home? How come people want to come home that bad? If people didn't get themselves into that situation in the first place, then they'd be all right. They would have the life that they wanted. But a lot of people choose to go down the wrong path, and they end up screwing themselves, and they end up in a situation that they can't get out of. It sucks to be not in control of your life. It sucks to end up in a bad situation. You know how many people are brain dead and still alive, and in wheelchairs, and not able to take care of themselves because of what they're unable to do now, because somebody done got them in a situation that they wish they never been in. All right, you don't want to be in a situation that you were never in. You want to be able to live. You want to be able to have the life that you want, and stay out of negative situations. So if people are trying to bring you down and pull you into a lifestyle that's not your own, they think you'd be cooler, hanging around them. They think you'd be cooler doing what they're doing. You don't want to do what they're doing. What they're doing is going to destroy them. What they're doing is going to end up causing them to have a short life. A lot of these people don't live long lives. You want to be able to live a long life. If you see somebody headed towards death and destruction, that person ain't going to be alive long. That person is going to either be on a obituary, or that person is either going to be in court. And like I'm telling you, people think it's cool to do all this stuff until they end up in a situation to where their life is now in the hands of somebody else. Look at that Young Thug trial. Them people hate being in court. Young Thug, he don't want to be in court. He don't want to be in jail. He don't want to be locked up. He want to be wearing ice, driving foreign cars, living the life that he always dreamed of. And you don't have to be corrupt, or you don't have to do bad things to get that. That's just easy. And the one thing is that people do things to get ahead real fast. And there's other ways to even get ahead real fast. If you want to be a hustler or whatever, get into stocks. It takes people to learn. And I know everybody's environment doesn't, doesn't, everybody's environment doesn't give them a chance. And I understand that some of the people are in poverty. All right. Some of the people are down. Some of the people are in situations to where only God's going to be able to help them get out that situation. They're going to have to do some evil. They're going to have to do some corrupt. They're going to have to protect themselves by any means necessary. They're living in a war zone. So I understand. But the one thing I'm saying is make sure you do the best that you can, and don't lead yourself into death's grip. Don't lead yourself into destruction. Don't lead yourself into doing any hard time. Don't lead yourself into having hard times. All right. Don't let hard times lead you into doing hard time. All right. There's a setup. It's you're a rat in a maze. You're in a rat trap. All right. The system knows that you're impoverished. The system knows that you're in a situation that nobody would want to be in. So they even go as far as to put bad things in your neighborhood, so that way you will corrupt yourself or be corrupted by your environment and end up going into jail by default. Imagine if they put classes, or imagine if they put different things in people's environments instead of guns and drugs. A lot of people would probably have a different turnout, but that's neither here nor there, and that's a whole nother video. All I'm telling you is to avoid death, avoid destruction, avoid anybody trying to have a seat at your table that should be sitting there. You know who's allowed to sit with you or not. You could feel who should be sitting with you or not. If people's energy is bad and it's off, that means this person has ill intentions, or they're doing things away from you that God doesn't want you around. So when you feel people's vibes are off, God's trying to save you and keep you away from people that don't have your best interest at heart. And anybody leading themselves to death and destruction definitely don't have your best interest at heart. All right. If they don't mind going to jail, they don't mind you going to jail. They don't mind getting shot and killed. They're not going to mind you getting shot and killed. And that's just the way it is. So you have to avoid all people who aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. People who aren't doing good, stay away from them. and make sure that you continue to do what you're supposed to do, be who you're supposed to be, and that's it. Don't allow people to pressure you into being something that you're not. If that's not you, you definitely don't want to suffer the consequences of it. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.